happening? Welcome back to Overconfident Sports. And we are presenting the
At the Buzzer podcast. So, sorry for our hiatus.
We took a second to revamp and figure things out just a little bit to, take a few steps back to make the big leap forward. You could say that in that sense.
Yeah, life just happened.
Yeah, it did.
A lot of shit. A lot of stuff has happened. Let's just get straight into it.
Yeah, life happened, school happened, so that is what happened there. But we're back.
Exactly. Better than ever. So, now let's introduce our first topic for the day, actually.
Definitely. Now, in today's episode, realistically, call it episode 1? Episode 1, might as well. We're going to talk about the NBA recap, so we're going to kind of go over the NBA, what's been happening so far. Let's talk about the Lakers. Let's dive right into it. What are your thoughts? There's been, the Lakers are a much older team, veteran, gritty, you could say tough. The average age in that team is 32. In terms of a roster, if you remove the subject of father time, they look good. They don't look that bad.
They look good on paper. It's just a matter of fitting everyone in to the specific role, I guess.
Absolutely.
Seeing if everybody meshes together. It's literally just the same problem as last year. Because every single year, LeBron James has a different set of people that he plays around with. Plays with.
Literally every year.
But
That's why they call him LeGM, because he changes his roster. Well, not him, but the roster changes around him every single year. And what's crazy to me is that, we talked about Anthony Davis being a big factor this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time that we put some pressure on AD and see what he does, because we know what he's capable of. I just want to see him have an MVP type season. I actually expect it from him, because I don't know if you saw the news, but he looks in shape. He looks like he's been conditioning. He looks good. Frank Vogel, out of all people, Frank Vogel was saying, this team's going to do really good this year. This team looks really good. And he doesn't say anything.
Man, I'm glad they said that. I would like to see it, though. That's great. Anthony Davis is taking his health seriously, and putting in the extra money, time, and effort into his body.
That's what we wanted. I mean, that's what he wasn't doing. It's crazy, because that is a reason for injuries. If you don't take care of your body, injuries will occur. And we understand the season, the championship season they had was shortened and stuff, but it's been a thing throughout his career. He's only 28.
Yeah, less time playing GTA with Aiden Ross and more time in the gym.
Actually?
Yeah, he actually does play.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he plays GTA.
He's streaming.
Streaming,
Bro,
all that.
Man should be winning MVP. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's a good side hustle. It's profitable. It's profitable.
No, it's definitely entertaining. I will say that.
Every player was able to figure that out. Some of them fucked up in that situation. One of them fucked up. You remember which one? Myers Leonard. That's crazy, right?
I totally forgot about that.
He's the please don't fuck up. Please don't mess up. Don't be disrespectful, please. That man got canceled from the NBA within 48 hours. The Miami Heat cut his ass too like that.
Realistically, though.
It's Myers Leonard.
Yeah.
It's Myers Leonard.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
GTA is cool and stuff. Just please don't. Lakers are trying to win a chip this year. Please,
exactly.
We already got too many issues going on right now in the NBA.
Do you actually believe Anthony Davis has the ability to be an MVP in this league?
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, look, I don't want to quote too much, but Stephen Jackson calls him an athletic Tim Duncan, and I believe that because tell me one area on the court, on the offensive and defensive end, where Anthony Davis cannot produce. He shoot the three, mid-range, finish, post, high post, low post, cuts, lobs, incredibly athletic. And okay, he's not the same play style as Giannis because they're different players.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically, they are both unstoppable when they want to be. Like, if Anthony Davis is on, you can't stop Anthony Davis.
True. That is facts.
He's making.
I'll give him that.
He's making 180 million over 5 years for a reason, because we both know the Lakers don't pay everybody.
Yeah.
They please understand this. The Lakers do not pay everybody. If you get paid by the Lakers, unless you're Luol Deng, you're really good. Like, trust me. Like, I mean, like, come on.
That name.
Right? Bro, Luol Deng still is making $10 million a year from the Lakers over the next 2 seasons. They still owe him money.
That's tough. Wesley Matthews gets paid less. That's tough.
That's crazy. But kind of staying on the West Coast, you know, I think. One thing I want to mention about the Lakers, they got Rondo back.
Huh.
Yeah. So the Lakers have re-signed Rajon Rondo, and they have him back. They have their facilitator back. And you know what's funny? This was funny to me. Like, they literally went like, okay, Rondo, we can't pay you because just the salary stuff. Why don't you just go to the Hawks, get paid, bounce around, and then come back to us? And that's literally what happened.
True.
Because I was really sad when Rondo couldn't make it work with the Clippers. I really don't think that's Rondo's fault, though. I think that was an issue with just him and Ty Lue. They just weren't able to kind of connect, which made me really upset, because I was thinking Rondo was the person that was going to put us on, you know, bring us up. At least while Kawhi is healthy.
I don't think that was a Ty Lue problem. I think that was just a team chemistry problem.
You think so? I think him and Kawhi. Like, Rondo and Kawhi, I don't think that can work.
Yeah, because if you think about it, Rajon Rondo is not a person to take off games or to be lackadaisical. You know what I mean? So, which I'm not saying Kawhi Leonard is lackadaisical, but can you really count on Kawhi Leonard in a full regular season or in a full playoffs? Yes, from his individual performance on the floor, when he's on the floor, yes. But being present in practice or being available for regular season games,
being a part of the team.
Exactly. That's a little bit questionable.
And Rondo's from, the Celtics. He's all about culture. He's all about, like, that one unit. Like, I feel like the only team he's really had a lot of respect for was the Lakers. In that sense, like, because
other than Boston?
Other than Boston, in a while, because everywhere else he went, it never worked out besides the Lakers, because you have LeBron there, you have AD. You know, LeBron's a good leader, so
he was solid in New Orleans.
Oh no! I'm talking about, like, chemistry, like.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, I mean, actually, New Orleans too. He messed with AD and Boogie.
Yeah.
Like, that's too. I think the Pelicans and the Lakers after Boston, those are the only 2 teams where there was some form of success.
Facts.
You know, of course, won a championship with the Lakers, but they kept THT.
Yeah. I think THT is a great player, but there was one trade, and I think you know what trade I'm talking about, where THT didn't want to be included.
Oh, Sacramento?
Yeah, not Sacramento, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. THT is a great player, and I'm glad he is staying in LA.
Oh, you want to go to the Wizards?
No, it was for, or was it for the Wizards?
Oh, he was. I mean, they sent, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Kuzma and Trez and a draft pick to the Wizards for Russell Westbrook. So are you talking about that?
No, I'm talking about, there was another trade last year in the middle of the season, and they said they would not want to give up THT for him.
Oh, who was that player? Who they were trying to get?
God. I just had him in my head.
Was it?
It was a superstar, or not a superstar. It was like a star.
Last year? Yeah, I remember this.
Was it
But yeah, for the Wizards, I mean, they were gonna try to trade away THT for Kyle Lowry, and more or less that could not have worked out.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Kyle Lowry was a better fit for the Lakers personally than Russell Westbrook, but it's okay. I totally get it.
Honestly, yeah. So you have the Clippers going to the Western Conference Finals and being bounced out.
Wait, what?
So
Lakers?
Lakers.
Oh, okay.
I messed up.
Yeah.
You have the Lakers You have the Lakers going to the Western. I know, Kawhi's
No,
injured.
respectfully.
I know. Yeah, Lakers going to the Western Conference Finals, and getting bounced out.
It's either they're only losing to two teams. They're either losing to the Warriors or they're actually no.
3 teams. 3. Let's be honest. Well, you mentioned the Nuggets could bounce them out.
Yeah, I just said the Nuggets and the Warriors. That's it.
Oh,
there's no other
in that
team.
conference.
Yeah,
oh,
in that
okay.
conference. That's it. But
you know what's funny?
Realistically, you know the other team.
Yeah, man, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't gone to the finals. Westbrook, AD, LeBron, Melo, Ariza, THT. It's a lot. It is a lot. And 4 years ago, I think of that roster, I think, what the hell, that's an Olympic team.
Exactly.
And I get it, age plays a factor, but experience also is something. So I have them in the finals because I feel like I'd take LeBron, AD, and Westbrook when all 3 are healthy in a 7-game series against any of the teams in the West.
Okay.
Because if it's a Game 7, you know how those 3 are in Game 7s. Like, well, at least how LeBron is in Game 7s.
Yeah, reiterate that real quick.
Okay, look, I trust LeBron in this scenario.
Okay.
I'm not going to doubt LeBron. People have made that mistake in the past.
And that's 100% correct.
Like, and honestly, I don't think we've doubted LeBron so far. I just want to keep it that way. Like, for real. Good God. But the other team I wanted to talk about, you've doubted LeBron? No?
This last year I did.
Okay, understood. But let's kind of stay in the West, talk about this other team that we haven't really talked about in a while. Not the Sacramento Kings, though. We haven't really talked about them at all.
There's no reason to.
Yeah, that is true. Good God. But the Warriors. Now, I want to ask you this. What is your outlook for the Warriors this season? Like, because I'm excited about them. I think they're going to be one of the most entertaining teams to watch this year. Steph Curry. I mean, come on. Like, it's crazy. He just signed a 5-year extension worth $204 million, which is insane. He did that for the 2nd contract in a row. That's how good he is. But tell me, what's your outlook for them this year? You think they'll beat the Lakers?
Once again, finals or bust.
For the Warriors?
Yes.
But put it this way.
Finals or bust.
But I think that's a little ignorant. Just because Klay is going to come back from a torn ACL torn Achilles without having played for 2 years. He's going to be back in December.
Okay, did he break his hand?
No, it was his foot.
Did he dislocate his finger?
No.
Okay, so that doesn't affect shooting.
But his defense is going to be down. He's not going to be able to move.
Bro, that's like saying, like, okay, Andre Iguodala was an all-star, and then since he got older, he became a defensive specimen. So, like, you're saying Klay Thompson's torn Achilles, am I correct?
Yeah.
Torn Achilles is going to hinder him immensely after we just saw what Kevin Durant just did.
But that's Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but Kevin Durant.
He's the best.
He's
okay, in terms of shooters, Klay is one.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
He is one of the best in the world.
Like, you act like Klay Thompson's gonna go from like here to he's gonna drop down to here.
Chemistry, lineups, warming up, getting back into the flow of things. That's a real thing.
Okay, if you had to choose a complementary player in the NBA, who are you choosing to fit on any team in the NBA? Realistically.
Honestly, more or less, Bradley Beal, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry.
My point. He fits on any NBA team.
I'm just talking about rhythm. I'm just talking about like getting his flow, by getting his game back. You know, him being 100% is what I'm. He hasn't played in 2 years.
Yeah, he has January and February for that. You know what I mean? Like, you act like...
And March and April.
You know
He's got March, too. Yeah, I get it.
Come on.
I'll give it to you. But no, okay. But you think they can bounce out the Lakers?
Yes, 100%.
So with Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Andrew Wiggins... Actually, you hear that shit about Andrew Wiggins?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when Andrew Wiggins is going to be there.
Nah, he'll probably be traded.
Oh, man. Bro, please, bro. You just had a good season. Just please, stop.
No, like... I will say this, like, that man did say it best, and Andrew Wiggins is the most silent 18-point per game scorer we have ever seen. Like if you said, okay, Andrew Wiggins scores or averages 18 points per game, would you believe that?
After last year, yeah.
No, I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, I believe that. He's been that good. Actually, no, honestly, he was more of a 16-point per game.
Yeah,
15, 16, yeah.
So inconsistent.
Honestly, my issue is he had a good year last year.
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors like Andrew Wiggins. If you have a team in the NBA that likes you and it's in freaking California, in the Bay,
I see Andrew Wiggins as a upgraded Harrison Barnes.
I do too.
That's how I see it on that.
I do too. They did have him as that, and he worked.
Yeah.
But okay, let's just assume that he's in the lineup.
Okay.
Just because it's too complicated.
Okay.
I can't sub that lineup out right now. We already have these notes and stuff. I'm over it. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, and James Wiseman.
And you have Andre Iguodala potentially coming off your bench, and Jordan Poole coming off your bench.
And you have the two rookies,
Moses Moody,
Jonathan Kuminga.
And Moses Moody is literally set up for that offense.
He's a
he's 3 and D.
Shit. You see them beating the Lakers. LeBron, AD, and Westbrook.
I think that team is most equipped to beat the Lakers.
How so?
Because you have perimeter shooting.
Okay.
And you have defense. Just as good as the Lakers, if you think about it.
But you do know that Wiseman would have to guard AD.
Why would he have to guard AD? Why can't Draymond Green guard AD?
Well, who would he guard?
Who? James Wiseman?
Yeah.
If you think about it, who's the Lakers starting lineup? Isn't it?
Oh, Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan or Dwight Howard.
Oh, I think he can do that.
That's what I mean.
He can do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Fine. I think they are going to be a little bit shorthanded though in terms of guarding LeBron and
Andre Iguodala.
Oh. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Realistically though, I really do think that the Lakers have the edge in the 7-game series, and I think in the game 7 they can kind of take care of it. But realistically, let's see how they play this season, the Warriors.
I think in order for the Lakers to beat the Warriors, Russell Westbrook has to be out of his mind.
You think so? I mean, he would have to be really efficient.
Exactly.
Because we know if you miss 2 shots against the Warriors, they're gonna go on a 5-0 run.
Not even they'll go on a 15-0 run.
After the other team misses 2 shots.
Exactly. So
literally a team.
Bruh.
We've seen this. A team will go 0-2 for just 1-2 possessions, and then the Warriors are just gonna go 15-0. Like it's crazy to me. Like that's psycho. But I still think the Lakers have the edge.
Wow.
I still think they have the edge though, just because of the veteran on those team, and I feel like the Warriors are a bit of a younger team. But yet again, we're gonna have to wait and see. Steph Curry, it's gonna be Steph Curry. So, but I kind of wanted to speaking of the Warriors and the buzz around the Warriors, the fact that Andrew Wiggins has refused to be vaccinated, and which is totally cool. I have no issue with him being like that. I'm just saying from a basketball perspective that, come on, bro, I want you to be on the Warriors. That's my perspective on it. You don't want to get vaxxed, totally up to you. I don't really mind. I respect it, but I just want you to play I just want to see you play basketball. That's all it is.
Exactly.
On the Warriors, where I think you will have the highlight or highs of your career with, or you could win a chip with. So that's my opinion. But speaking of the buzz around the Warriors and the fact that Andrew Wiggins is basically on the trading block.
Okay.
We're going to transition to a player that was also in talks with the Warriors. And from an East Coast team, the Philadelphia 76ers.
Bro, just say his name already.
Mr. Ben Simmons. Bro, he's the star. He's the face of the NBA. Ben Simmons is the face of the NBA right now. What are you talking about? He has more hype and coverage than LeBron James. And Giannis. Yo, who has gotten more coverage this offseason? Giannis or Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons by far.
Yeah.
Which is so sad. It's so sad because he was such... Man, I'm not going to get disrespectful.
Okay.
he was abysmal in the
in
the Eastern Conference Finals.
He was.
So it's like
he was absolutely.
You have the audacity to play like complete ass. Come back to Philly. Say you're never gonna put on a jersey because niggas are mad at you that you played like trash. Like, and you're gonna say it's our fault? Like,
can I play devil's advocate for a second?
That's crazy.
May I play devil's advocate for a second?
Okay.
I'm gonna do that. I think that the media has been against Ben Simmons and the public has been against Ben Simmons. No. Hear me out. This is what I mean. Do you think that the 76ers have put Ben Simmons in a position of not succeeding?
Has Ben Simmons done the work for them to even put him in succeeding position?
I don't know about that. But what I mean is that, like, if you look at the plays, and I think Gilbert Arenas was talking about this, because I was hearing him talk about this last night. Check that out if you get the chance.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the way the 76ers have run their plays, and how Doc Rivers is literally, like you said, allergic to adjustments.
Okay.
Doc Rivers is
facts.
Yeah. Basically the 76ers have run plays that have put Ben Simmons on the top of the key with his man sagging off instead of running like something like a 1-4 flat, or a play that puts Ben Simmons in the ability in the dunker or the driving spot. Not the dunker spot, but gives him the ball to drive and stuff. I think that their offense has been understandably so biased towards Embiid because they're just clearing out Ben Simmons to the paint, out to the 3-point line, and saying Embiid go to work.
Okay, but there's only so much you can do if you're paying somebody, what is it, 140 or
180?
180. You're paying somebody, wow, $180 million, and their biggest question mark ever since they've been in the NBA has been shooting. And think about it. If you're double teaming your biggest superstar and your second superstar is afraid to even make or take a 15-foot jump shot, and everybody is sagging off of you, you're not going to be even able to run a 4-4.
Here's my issue, right? Like they talk about, I think, and this is where I disagree with actually Gilbert Arenas a little bit, but I do think that the 76ers have fucked up the Ben Simmons situation. Let's be honest here. Have the 76ers not fucked up the situation?
No, I think Ben Simmons fucked up the situation.
But I don't think the 76ers have put... There is a point that the 76ers have not put Simmons in a position to succeed.
No. Because...
But why not just play him like Giannis?
How have they not have played him like Giannis? They literally have him taking up the ball. They surrounded shooters around him. His only job is to play defense, find open shooters, and get Embiid the ball. Tell me that's not facts.
But I don't think they put him in positions to score. Like driving, I don't want to use this term play 1-4 flat too much, but why not just run him a 1-4 flat?
Because everyone's gonna sag off of him.
But he's unstoppable in the paint.
When you're unstoppable in the paint, no, because then teams can pack the paint on you. How do you think Milwaukee has had so many problems before this year or this last year?
That wall against Giannis. Fuck. Okay, I think Gilbert Arenas had a point, but I do think that the counter argument to that is you have Embiid in the paint. I don't know how that's going to work. Because they're both paint players.
Yeah, that clogs up the whole lane. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying it's Ben Simmons' fault. Think about it.
For not improving.
Think about it. Every star or every player that you think in his draft class that has had a weakness has addressed their weakness. Think about it.
Jason Tatum, even Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball was drafted the year that. But I'm just saying the players in that bubble.
Round. Okay, think about it. Jaylen Brown. What was his biggest question mark?
Can't score.
Can't score or can't shoot.
Took care of that.
Address that. Brandon Ingram. It was his... Not aggressive and very slim frame. Put on some pounds. Definitely more aggressive. Lonzo Ball. Shooting.
Took care of that.
Literally changed his whole jump shot.
I told you. Shit, I was right about that.
Like, there's no excuse. Shut up, stop crying, put in the work.
I think he has put in the work.
No, bruh. No, bruh. I'm sorry. Like, okay. Because you're telling me he's put in the work, but you haven't attempted a jump shot?
Is it a mental thing at this point? Like, is it a mental thing? Like, I mean, it's weird, bruh. It's weird. I'll put it to you this way, right? Okay, that's Ben Simmons. Let's think of some practical application here.
Okay.
Let's put our GM pants on and be like, where could he go? Like, where the hell is he gonna go now? Because he's in Philly. He's not gonna go to training camp. Where is he gonna go at this point? Because I'm sick of it. You know how sick and tired I am of every morning. Like, where's Ben Simmons gonna go? Yep. Does he not want the money? I'm like, yo, can they just trade him already? Like, please, bro. Like, this is the worst GM for. Like, Daryl Morey is your president of basketball operations. Like, head of basketball operations. He's your HBO. He is the worst person for this situation, just because he's stubborn.
Oh yeah.
Daryl Morey does not give a fuck. Like, he does not.
That's true.
He cut Carmelo Anthony. That's insane to me.
Hey man, it happens. It really happens.
But where is he gonna go? Like, Warriors, no. Draymond's there.
I think I said this mid-season last year.
What'd you say?
I think Ben Simmons needs to go to the Rockets.
They're rebuilding.
Yeah.
Oh, get him his own team, Giannis type shit.
Get him his own team.
Oh.
You're playing around other young up-and-coming players.
They're all shooters, too.
And they're all shooters, and they're all young and just want to go up and down the court.
Does that... But they just drafted Jalen Green. Does that really make a difference?
I mean, Jalen Green is not he's not a point guard. He's an off guard. All he does... His job is to score.
Kevin Porter Jr.
Kevin Porter Jr., another person. Kevin Porter Jr. is a little bit different. I think...
He just needs to be in there. I think KPJ needs to be in the right spots.
Yeah, no, I think...
But I think it's easy to play Ben Simmons, though.
But also, that's why John Wall is on the move. Because
that makes sense. Before we get to John Wall, though, I think one thing that's underestimated about Ben Simmons' game, I feel like people do like to play with Ben Simmons because he'll get you to your spots. You know, he is that type of player.
Yeah, but he's a liability on offense. I'm sorry.
But do you see him going to the Warriors?
No, because that doesn't fit with Draymond Green. You can't have two people that can't shoot on the floor.
And you know what's funny? The Warriors owner talked about this. He was like, in terms of a salary perspective, in terms of a Draymond Green, in terms of an offensive perspective, and just the direction for their franchise.
It makes no sense.
Ben Simmons doesn't fit.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? They're not going to trade Draymond. He's the heart and soul of that team.
True.
And that locker room. They're not going to mess. Also, Draymond's a really good vet for rookies.
Facts.
They need... I mean, look. I feel like the Warriors will eventually flip them for a star. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But they need people there that are going to build them up and raise their value.
Exactly.
Draymond, Iguodala, etc., etc. So that's what the idea is. Ben Simmons doesn't fit that.
Yeah.
You get rid of your two assets along with one of the best, the third best defender in the league last year, Defensive Player of the Year voting, and Draymond. So it doesn't work. I agree with that. Good God.
He's a liability as far as spacing.
You sent me that video about Kwame Brown.
Yeah, Kwame Brown said it best. Get your money, bro.
Play the game.
Just go to camp.
Just play that game.
Yeah, that's also another thing. Be tradable.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's another issue too, because I feel like Ben Simmons is being very emotional right now.
Oh yeah, he is.
And I get it. People have their perspectives, opinions. Like, I'm not against it, but you're in the NBA. You're gonna be making $33 million this year. Just play the damn game. Show up. Drop 14, 15 every night. Just remind people that you are Ben Simmons. Don't even. He doesn't have to shoot. Just drop 14, 15.
Yo, in better words, be a professional, bro. It's flat out. Just be a professional.
And it's not that you're not. It's just that, you're not going to get traded this way. Like, he will not be traded this way.
No, bro. Well, yes, but, like, if you think about it, if you don't return to training camp, you're making you're on a 5-year, $100 million, 180.
5-year, 180 with
Okay.
4-year, 140 left.
Okay, there you go. So, okay, so you think after this contract done, someone else is gonna pay you? Like
And you know what's
after
crazy?
you do this,
He's gonna mess it up for the other upcoming players because the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement that determines how much money players can make in their contracts, etc., etc. Big science. But basically, teams are gonna be like the owners, and you know how owners are, stingy. Yeah. They're gonna be like Ben Simmons, James Harden, Anthony Davis. Why should I pay this guy, commit $250 million to this guy over 6 or 5 years, whereas he's gonna leave?
He's gonna leave, get hurt, or start unnecessary drama.
Owners don't care. They will figure out a way to remove money. So please, I want players to keep getting paid. Even though some players are being overpaid, it's better than underpaid. Okay, I'll take that over underpaid.
I would rather have some motherfuckers be underpaid. Be honest.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be honest.
We're gonna have to cut that. Thank you.
Hey, you can say that, but I don't care. Some niggas do not. You know what? I'm just going.
Just clarify that way before they can. Just please clarify.
I'm gonna clarify to say I believe players should get their money. But if you do not live up to your contract, I'm not okay with that. I'm definitely gonna be petty.
That makes sense. Cool.
That's just me.
That makes sense. Cool. That you almost put yourself in fire. You almost set yourself on fire right there.
For what? This is saying something.
Man, bro, you were about to leave off on that. Just thank you for clarifying.
Right.
Thanks for clarifying. Thank you for clarifying. Thanks for clarifying. But yo, okay. Speaking of overpaid players, John Wall.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The best transition of the night. Best transition.
There we go.
John Wall. I'll start off on this one.
Okay.
John Wall has 2 years and $91 million left on his deal. Okay. Him and the Houston Rockets have agreed to mutually part ways. John Wall has formally requested a trade and has remained a professional. It's just that he does not fit in their lineup nor does not want to risk being injured, so he has chosen to sit out.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to be in a rebuilding process.
Exactly. And it is mutual because the Rockets would rather give the minutes to their younger developing stars.
Exactly.
Sound like a white author. Good God. But with John Wall, realistically, my opinion, John Wall I think is a great player. I think he's a really good player. He's not who he was before, unfortunately, because of injury. Happens to the best of them. But, I think he can still be a solid veteran playoff contributor on a championship team. I do believe that. I think that he is people said it best. He's a player, but he's not a max player anymore. He's a good, serviceable player, but not a max player anymore. So some teams don't want to take on that contract. There are teams like the Clippers that have interest in him. The Celtics, Philadelphia took a peek at it, but then they looked away really fast. I think even I think those are the only teams that really have had interest in that, I think.
Yeah, I think John Wall needs to go to any team that has red in their colors. The Buffalo Bills, if you remember that video.
That got him traded. That shit got him traded.
Shit.
Bro, how did they let that shit leak, bro? Oh my god.
Okay.
That got him traded.
I mean, if it did get him traded, then...
No. That pissed off the Wizards front office.
That explains so much because he went to the Houston Rockets.
Why do you...
predominant... And... I didn't think about that, John. Smart man.
Realistically, it pissed off the Wizards front office. And why do you think Bradley Beal didn't get really mad about it and go on social media ranting? Because we know he's active on social media.
True, yeah.
Him and his wife on that matter for roasting the shit out of Damian Lee. What was his name?
Ronnie 2K.
Not Ronnie 2K for sure, and the guy that was on the Wizards, the Warriors, but now is on the Lakers. What was his name? Forgot his name.
He was on the Warriors and now on the Lakers.
Yeah.
Damian Lee.
Yeah. No, not Damian Lee. That's not his name.
Or not Damian Lee. He was on the Warriors and
now on the Lakers. We'll get to that later though.
Yeah.
But we know they roast people on social media.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything.
I mean,
because he understood that it was out of his hands.
Yeah.
And the Wizards have a culture. They didn't think John Wall supported that culture for whatever reason. I don't know. I didn't go too deep into it. That's John Wall's personal life.
Well, first off, I don't know what culture you're talking about when it comes to the Washington Wizards. But
I don't know. Like I'm just speaking of what the idea was.
I get what you're trying to say. I understand it.
But it's a good point. I thank you for mentioning that. Wizards, they shouldn't talk about culture. We know that. Yeah, Kwame already talked about that.
Yeah.
Good God. But I think he was supposed to. I'm gonna say this real quick, and I'm gonna hand it off to you.
Yeah.
There's talks of him going to the Clippers, because he was hanging out with Paul George and I think a couple other people from the Clippers in LA. I like it, but I just don't like it enough to where I can be like I love it, because in a sense I like it but I don't love it is what I'm trying to say. Just because, and to pull the trigger I need to love it.
Yeah.
I need to love the idea of that trade, because look at his salary. Without a buyout, I don't want him on the Clippers, because I want to pay somebody like Terrence Mann. I want him to stay on our, not pay like that.
Okay.
I just want to re-sign him. That's all I mean. I'm not saying give him a max. Don't get me wrong. I just want to re-sign him for a 2-year 20, 4-year 40, whatever it is. I don't care. I think he should get more than that. But I just want to re-sign the players that we have. Cut Luke Kennard. That's a different story. Yeah. But not a hate on him. But I just don't think we have the salary, and I don't think he's going to be a fit long term. I think he will be good, but his salary is just too much. He'll fit with us. I just don't think his salary is going to be good enough, because he's not a selfish player. He's a really good player. His salary is not going to work. We would have to trade pieces away, and I don't know what pieces away we would want to trade besides Luke Kennard and a couple other people. So I don't want to lose a good portion of our team in that trade. So that shouldn't happen. I'm gonna hand it off to you with the whole John Wall thing.
I think John Wall, I think he has no choice but to go to two teams.
Where are they?
And that's Boston or LA.
I'm with that. Or wait, which LA? Yo, so for the John Wall, I think Celtics or Clippers. Celtics, realistically, I think it's good. It's solid. Clippers, I just don't want to give up that many assets. You think it's gonna put the Clippers over the top?
I do. I think that gives them the playmaker and the distributor they desperately need for those two.
Yeah. What about Reggie Jackson?
Reggie Jackson's more of a spark plug type of player. You know what I mean?
He's like giving the ball, get out of the way.
Exactly. He's literally Lou Will for that team.
Like like a modern day version of him.
Or not even like modern day. I just think that's just the type of role that he plays on that team. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, you know what's funny? Yeah, he shouldn't facilitate. I think he should be a scorer. And the reason why he was able to facilitate was because there was so much attention on him. He'll just pass it off, and then somebody else is gonna make the play.
See, I don't even think he was in the playoffs. He wasn't even that. I think Paul George ran the point basically.
Oh no, I'm talking about just Reggie Jackson individually. Like whatever plays he made for others, it was because he was just scoring, and then somebody hit the other man, just try to double him, and then he was just pass it off. Yeah. But Paul George, I thank John T. Billups for that. Yeah. Exactly. I was so, I'm really happy he got a head coach, but I just wanted him to stay so bad, be the greatest assistant coach of all time. Like he changed Paul George's game for us. Like for the team, like I was really doubtful, like in all honesty, when we signed him for the 6-year $200, but Chauncey Billups was like, let's put you in that spot. Like,
wait a minute, wait, what? They signed him for what?
6-year $200. 6-year 180, 6-year $200. That's like a year and a half ago though. It's already happened.
Yeah, I didn't know it was for $200 million.
Yeah, if you add some incentives to it and stuff, yeah. It's cool now. It's good. Worked out. Worked out.
Yeah. Go Clippers.
You're a terrible human being.
It's all good.
I mean, look. I know it's tough, but hey, Paul George, Reggie Jackson, Kawhi. I don't know. I really mess with them. I don't mind anymore as a fan. It's all. I don't mind it that much anymore. I don't mind it that much.
That's true. But speaking of getting paid though,
this guy's up. This next guy we're about to talk about, he's about to be up for a contract.
About to be up for an extension, and he is reportedly unhappy
or disgruntled. Media words.
There you go.
ESPN, sponsor us.
He is disgruntled, and we are talking about Zion Williamson of the New Orleans Pelicans.
So, and you know what's crazy about this? Zion Williamson, he looked like a guy to me that he would go on any team, just contribute, and just be happy to be playing basketball. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how hard it would be to fuck the situation up or mess it up how bad it is right now. Like, there was, like, the Pelicans did everything possible to make sure that Zion does not want to be a Pelican anymore. Mm-hmm. You want to hear some dumb shit? Do you know what David Griffin did? David Griffin went over to eat dinner with Zion Williamson and played the piano for him. A white bald man goes over to your house or invites you to dinner and plays the piano for you.
Hold on, one moment. I'm just going real quick. Sorry about this, fellas. Had to turn off my fan real quick.
Thank you for that. But David Griffin played the piano for him. That's how he did that instead of Reese.
Are you serious? He invited him over.
Had dinner with
him.
Him and his people. Him and Zion people. Not just
him and Zion. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He invited his people over. Yeah. Decided after dinner, man, I really want you to stay. I'm gonna make amends. Let me play the piano for you. After this, you gonna want to stay in New Orleans. That was his big idea?
Yeah, feed him some, crepes or the whatever they eat, the main delicacy of New Orleans, and play the piano for him.
Classical music is, I believe.
I'm just happy he didn't try to do something else, spit some bars or anything like that. He played the piano. He stayed in his lane. But yeah.
Wow. But the big question, I believe, is, do you think Zion will play out his contract in New Orleans?
See, actually, let's address that. So let's break this down systematically, right? Let's break down how Zion Williamson increasingly became more uncomfortable in his situation. Okay. Let's talk about that. So, let's start from the beginning. He was really mad about the fact that they handled his injury. Remember, he tore his meniscus in the summer league. Yeah. And he didn't ended up sitting out, right? Mm-hmm. The way that they made him play after 75% of the season was over, or 60% of the season was over, that pissed him off. The fact that they told him originally it was going to be 4 to 6 weeks he'll be out, but ended up being 2 to 3 months. Or 3 months, actually. Yeah. 3.5 months he was out. That pissed him off. Okay. Second, how they put him on a minutes restriction. So he could only play bursts of 10 minutes at a time, and then they have to take him out. And he had like a total 20-minute play limit throughout his in his beginning years as a rookie. Yeah. In his first few games. That pissed him off. And they did the same thing when he went to the NBA bubble. You could tell he was frustrated. That also made him really upset. So they continued that over for the entire year into the NBA bubble after a 4-month break from basketball. They still had him on not a minutes restriction, but like a burst restriction. Like he could only play consecutively for 10 minutes and then had to sit out.
Okay.
That's part one.
Yeah. My vision on that is... Okay, we drafted a kid that literally went viral on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for busting through his shoe on national television.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying that's what pissed Zion off.
Yeah, but damn, man, you have to realize we think of you as a once-in-a-generational talent. So, of course, we're going to be extra careful towards you.
And you know what's funny? It's not that he has been treated poorly. It's just that he's not he has not liked his preferential treatment.
He doesn't.
He just wants to hoop.
Yeah, he doesn't like being babied in that way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He's not Ben Simmons.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, Ben. I don't think like that about Ben Simmons. It's just watch the comments on Twitter and YouTube, okay? It just memes, okay? But no, Ben Simmons. You said once though Ben Simmons has been.
He has been baby. That's why I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you said it.
No, I'm just joking. No, I don't. I think Ben Simmons is a great player. I don't think like that at all. It was just funny.
Well, I do. Sorry.
I was just taking a joke, reading the comments and stuff.
Yeah.
But in terms of Zion, I think he didn't like being babied. But I just really think that another thing that pissed him off was he lost his teammates.
True.
Like he really messed with Lonzo Ball. He loved playing with Lonzo Ball because Lonzo let Zion be Zion.
Mm.
You know how Lonzo is unselfish. We've talked about that. That's one thing he's praised for.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd type player, can shoot, great fit with Zion. He put Zion in spots of success. And what's up? You got a thought?
No. This is not about Lonzo Ball, so I'm just.
Okay, we'll get back to that.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically, I think with he was really mad about that though. How they let Lonzo go, and I'm just like, you couldn't give Lonzo the same contract to stay with the Pelicans. Like, I disagreed with that. I think he should have re-signed with the Pels. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, and then now Zion is just at a point where he's on his third coach in his third season. He doesn't like how the team is unstable. He doesn't like the lack of stability. And I don't think he knows how it's going to work without Lonzo. Because for him, Lonzo was one of those pieces that kind of held the team together.
Hey, he got Devontae now, so it's all good.
I mean, he just got there. We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes. I'm talking about Zion's opinion, though. Devontae, really great player.
Mm-hmm.
He got his money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. That's good. But, yeah, I think that's just for Zion, and I think he's over it. He might... what he's going to do with the contract is he might take the $17.6 million team the option, the player option.
Yeah.
Instead of signing the extension, bet on himself, his health, and his shoe deal to play that final season and then go into free agency and sign with a team that he might want to go to. That's what the report was, I'm telling you. Skipping the 5-year, $180 million extension he will be offered.
That's crazy to me.
No, but realistically, he should take the extension, right?
Yes. He needs to take that extension, especially with your injury history.
You never know.
And plus, especially going back to what you said on him in the bubble, didn't he come out of shape to the bubble?
He did.